Hey everyone, welcome to day 27 of the Sandbox Season 3 Alpha. Today we're going to be playing Dame Time by Ogden, I think it's called. So for the first mission, we'll speak to Anzu, this little imp-looking character, and he'll tell us to collect souvenirs. Then we'll speak to this character, and we'll jump down this tunnel. Then we'll go to the left, climb back out, finding Damian's favorite shoes. All the characters over here will laugh at Damian and be like, there's no secret tunnels under the school. But there actually is. And then the concerned student speaking to them, running this way. I like in this level how they give you arrows to guide you. This is another very story-driven level, which is fun. It's quite long, especially on your first playthrough. So now we're going to grab the librarian's hat and cane, I believe, up at the top of this tower over here. It's a climbing challenge. So we'll make our way up, hopping up the tower, climbing the ladder, making our way up, more ladders, grabbing the hat and the cane. And we don't need to fight the bird at the top, just jump back down and make our way back to the library. Speak to the librarian. And then we need to grab the scroll from the room over here. And then there is a statue that we need to interact with over here. Rub the shoes of the statue and a trapdoor opens up. There's a construction worker down here. We grab the time capsule, which is another one of the souvenirs, jump down the ladder, and make our way down the stairs. Classic Sandbox with the poor camera work around the tight corridors. Grabbing an energy drink to restore our health. Going to the door. It's like, how do we get in? Oh, there's a wall that we can walk around. And then we climb up the ladder. Nothing down those corridors. We can go over here. And then we make our way into the lab. Climbing up, grabbing the book from the table. Or not the book, key card. Interacting with the computer. And we make our way out. Flipping the switches to open the door. Getting the wristwatch souvenir along the way. Then we get in the elevator. And we make our way up. I think you could have also taken the stairs, but it's more thematic when you take the elevator because the elevator gets stuck. But it gets stuck on a floor, so it's not too big of a deal. We go through this door, which needed the key card to open. We grab another book. Climbing up, grabbing the energy drink. Now be careful here because there are holes in the floor and they will send you back to the lab area and you'll have to climb all the way back up and it'll mess up your time. Fighting the large rat. Blocking his hits because we only have 75 hit points. Running through. Jumping around that rat to save time. Climbing up. Speaking to the librarian over here. Following the arrows into the dorms. Jumping up these very strange stairs. Speaking to the officer. He's making some basketball jokes or something. Making our way through into the dorms, interacting with the box. And then the door closes and these weird vines spawn in and they attack you. Spooky. Making our way through, grabbing some health over here. And jumping over the ladder bridges to get across, grabbing the pennant as our 5th souvenir, running through, trying not to get hit by the vines, climbing up. And the floor gives way, and we need to make our way back the way we came. Coming over here, climbing up the ladder. Over on the right side, jumping across to the next one. Jumping across, making our way to the roof. And we made it out of the dorms. Hooray! We speak to the officer again, and he'll send us this way to make our way into the gymnasium. We speak to the robot. He says, do a workout, and this is the easiest workout you'll ever do in your entire life. Jumping in front of each of the pieces of equipment, pressing E. It gives them to you in a certain order. Then go and speak to the robot again. It gives you a pair of boxing gloves. Thankfully, I have my alpha shield and chest piece. So when we have to fight giant rats, it's a little bit easier and we don't die so quickly. Now we'll need to make our way to the forest to make the basketball weapon. So running this way, climbing up. Construction site over there. I wonder what that's for. Speaking to this student, he says, find all the pieces of the basketball. So one is around this corner over here. Then the next one is over on this plinth over here. Then one on the frozen pond. One up over here. This character must be really cold if it's snowy and the pond is frozen, but he's only in like basketball shorts and a basketball shirt, or jersey rather. A little bit chilly for that. Jumping up. Coming over here for the last piece. Jumping across. Got it. Now we make our way down this hole over here. And then because this game doesn't know how to properly do cutscenes, it kills you and teleports you to another area. Making our way through this forest maze. Bad camera work again, but these branches move out of the way for you. Make our way through to the left. Hard left there. Go to the right. Climbing up over here. And we need to speak to the Whisperer. You know, he's spooky because he talks in purple text. Jumping down here. Construction worker complaining that there's another thing to fix around here. Yeah, that's why you're the construction worker, bro. Grabbing the souvenir from down over here, the sapphire goat figurine. Very cool. Then making our way over here, grabbing the third book. Climbing up over here. Jumping across. And the space bar doesn't register. So we try it again. Jumping up. Jumping on the middle ice pillar. And then getting the amber goat figurine. Climbing up these stairs over here, talking to this robot guy. And then over on the left here is your final souvenir. Another pair of Damian's favorite running shoes. Aptly titled Damian's other favorite shoes. Now we need to grab the chrono crystals, which are on this parkour course. What a strange university. Or college. Got like floating sections of football field and stuff. I don't think they could actually play a game on here. So jumping across over here. The floating benches as well. Very, very strange. What a weird place to go to school. Jumping across to get the other one. Up on this bench over here. We'll go to the right. We can jump across. Up. Then we want to get the one down over there. Grabbing that one, climbing up the ladder. Thankfully, they put a ladder over there. Then we're going to jump onto that bench. Then we'll go to the left. Climbing up. Little ladder. And then the final one is at the end near the finish line. waiting for the bench to come back down because it's too far of a leap to make. Climbing up this ladder over here, jumping across the finish line, and we got all 4 crystals. So after you have all the crystals, run over to the side of this building, past the construction site, over to this locked door, interact with it, and then speak to the tech professor. And then he tells you to assemble the magic basketball thing. And then, strange cutscene, it kills you, teleports you over here, and you get stuck. And we get to listen or watch the Whisperer conjure up Pestilence, the giant rat. One thing I like is you can dance during these cutscene sort of sections. Comedic relief. This guy's over here summoning a giant demon rat, and we're just busting a move. Wearing boxing gloves and a glowing chest piece. So Pestilence has a skin condition and everything burns, and apparently the only way to deal with that is to unleash his minions on the world. Man, get this guy some lotion. And then the Whisperer just disappears, leaving his demon rat to hang out over here. We get teleported back over here, and we get the basketball, and it's a weapon, and it shoots sparks. So we'll speak to this construction worker, and he's like, hey, power up the anti-gravity things. We're going to lift the building up. So we come back to the weird football field that isn't actually a football field, and we grab the gravity cores from each of the anti-gravity generators, and we bring one to each of the 4 corners of that building. Jumping up. Getting this. It's better to not bring the basketball with you, otherwise later you'll have to come back and grab it. Because you can only pick up one thing at a time. This mechanic is very similar to the Statue of Zeus level, where you carry the object using the E key to pick it up, and it toggles picking up the item. Then when you get to the anti-gravity generators, it just takes the item from you and it despawns. Then you could run and grab the next one. Jumping on the floating bench. Grabbing the next gravity core. And the Minecraft dirt cubes fall on you. The rats have very poor reaction time. And there we go. Once we deliver all 4 of the gravity cores, the building lifts up. And then we need to use the basketball of death to kill the red rats to spawn in their flesh. And the objective is to grab 15 pieces of rat meat because we're going to lure Pestilence, the itchy giant rat, under the building using the flesh of his kin. Just kind of messed up. Though rats, when put in certain circumstances, will turn into cannibals. If there is no other food sources, they'll start to eat each other. It's very, very crazy. Nature's something else. Grabbing the rat meat, running back to the floating building. But first we need to speak to the little imp character again. He's like, hey, put all the rat meat in a big pile. We're going to trap them under the building. And then we get despawned and put back in our prison, our glass cage of emotion, where we can dance as we watch Pestilence realize that, hey, there's a giant pile of meat in this where there was a building behind me. Huh. The Whisperer is like, no, Pestilence, don't go. It's a trap. And Pestilence is like, man, I am hungry and itchy. And he teleports over there. He starts eating the flesh of his kin. And then, like the Wizard of Oz, the house comes crashing down on the villain. Then the Whisperer is like, hey, Damian, I'm calling you out. You did this. And we're literally right in front of him, but I guess he can't see us. This is how cutscenes are done. It's like you join the audience watching a play, and the characters can't see you. I feel they could have done that a little bit different, but it's okay. We speak to Anzu again. He's like, go build the portal so you can get out of here. Run over here. Climbing up the stairs. There's actually a funny glitch over here that if you jump in a certain spot, it gets stuck and you're caught between triggering the dialogue and falling off a ledge. This will ruin your time if you get stuck. So don't go trying to jump up the stairs too quickly. Otherwise, you might get caught halfway and it'll trigger the dialogue and screw up your time. So you grab the pieces and put them together in the order of the numbers on the wall. And that is day 27 complete. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this style of commentary or this sort of content, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you get notified when we post new videos. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.